What's going on, YouTube? This is Matthew Colton coming at you with the first video on my Yamaha XT350 1994, but this work honestly applies to all XT350s and TT350s. They're pretty much the same exact thing. But well, let's get started without further ado. I already got the case took off. I just re-put in the bolts, as you all can see. But this is the reason why it needs replaced. The case ain't firm on there because I didn't want to rip my gasket. So I don't even got the gasket on it. I took it off for the sake of the video already, but yeah, it busted off right there. So there's 10 bolts in total you gotta take off. Here, the first one is this top oil filter bolt. You gotta pull it out. Not factory, I don't think. And then you don't have to worry about these two on it. This right here is the oil feed. This you will have to take off as well. It's just where my top end is took off, oil feed's off, because that feeds oil to your top end. That also needs took off. I didn't consider that, so you pretty much need to take off 11 bolts. That's my bad. So that's the second bolt you gotta take off. Third bolt with your compression release right here. Oh, it's just laying in there. What am I doing? I just dropped it. Totally professional. But yeah, this is for your compression release right here. Just sitting there again. There's another bolt and another bolt. By the way, I kind of fabbed up these bolts because the previous owner decided to use a impact screwdriver, because these case bolts are screws, and just drive them on there, and it completely rounded them off, cut a flat in them, and then I grabbed a hammer and hammered the flats out. But after you take those 4 bolts out, it's real easy just to pop that loose. This is the hardest part to pop loose, to be honest, where the kicker goes through. But that just... it's about to come off, as you see. I just wiggled it back and forth. Probably needs a new seal around there. Yeah, I got all this coming in the mail, the kicker and all that. So I'll make a video on how to reinstall this whenever my new one gets here, which should be, I don't know how many days. I'll be honest, I think it's a week or two. In a week or two, I'll have video on it. By the way, this bolt right here on top of your oil filter, whenever you do an oil change on a bike like this, you want to pull that out and kick it over or roll start it without the ignition on, and until oil comes out of here. You want to make sure this bolt's out and then kick it over and everything until oil comes out of here. That's how you prime your oil system. I don't know how many people know that or not, but if you don't do that, you will blow up your motor, because your top end does not have oil. Okay, I'm going to pop up this case. I'm going to lamp down my phone while I pop this case off and be back with y'all in a second. Okay, so now we're inside the motor. Kickstart and everything, as you see, this whole assembly is fine. I'm replacing it all anyway. Even though I don't really got the money to do that, but who cares? As you see, my clutch looks fine. All that looks fine. Can't really see in there, but the oil pump's fine. I've already inspected this motor. Everything's fine. I just blew a ring. And I decided, might as well rebuild this while I'm waiting on the money where I can be able to fix this. Alright, so what you gotta do is to get the spring off there. Don't worry, it's not like a Fuller's pull start or anything. It's really simple to take these off. You need like a picker tool like this. You can do it with screwdrivers, but I'd recommend a picker. You get it in like right in between here, like right here, right in between there, and you just really just pull down on it. I can't do this with one hand, but you just really pull down on it, like, oh shit. Okay, I didn't break the picker. Thought I broke the picker. But you just do that. Sometimes you can come in at this side with a picker and get it off. Last time I had a bigger picker than this, and it really took me a while and a lot of stress. I recommend holding your hand right here where your spring discs don't go flying. But it's not really wound on there that strong. It's not going to just, you know what I mean? But I recommend it. I do. I normally do that as I'm pulling down, and then it just comes off like a dream. And then you want to make sure you're still applying pressure to this whenever you do, though, because it will, and I don't know if it has enough power to chip off one of your gears on your clutch right here, but if you do, that's just going to be expensive on you. It's going to be like another 50, 60, 70 bucks. This whole assembly right here, the gears and all, and the lever, well, not the lever, not the kicker. The kicker is separate from this, but I found this whole little assembly on eBay for like 70 bucks. And I found a kick lever for it for like 20 bucks. So you can rebuild this for around 120 bucks. I'm going to put down my phone, pop this gear off. Not the gear, but I'm going to pop off the spring, pick up my phone after the spring's off of it. Get off there, you little spring. Last time it didn't take me long to get the spring off there, but where I'm doing this on video, I bet you it's going to take me a while. Yeah, just about off. Oh. Okay, so as you see, I got it off there. It shot all the way around here. Now I went to start picking it up. That's why it's right there. But decided to stop, do it on camera. You just turn it that direction, because that right there will just scoot out of the little area right there. But after you do that, this is really simple to get this out of there. It's just, you just pick on it. There's nothing holding it in there. What's holding it in there is that spring that you just pulled out. But yeah, you just grab it, wiggle it back and forth. Of course, I did this two-handed. Haven't tried it one-handed yet. As you see, it just pulls right on out of there. Be careful, because there is a washer on there. As you see, it's stuck to my motor right here. You just grab that washer, and there's the washer. And then I like to put the washer back on the end of the gear. And that's how you pull it off there. Assembly's pretty much the same thing. You just got to make sure this tooth right here is lined up with, there's like these two little things right here. There'll be like a lever right here on the end of it. Just lift it underneath that. I think that's how it goes. It's been a while since I've dealt with the Kickstarter, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But yeah. I will also be showing a video on how to time one of these. I'll be doing a video on how to put the top end on it. Pretty much the reassembly of this. Whenever I buy my top end, I'll be doing all that. As y'all see, I got my top end, my top end right there. Valve cover, oil filter, oil, carburetor, exhaust system. All that crap's just sitting right in there. By the way, odd thing is AutoZone, right? They got oil filters for these. But when I went in to see if they had a top end for it, they straight told me that they don't sell dirt bike parts, but they had an oil filter for my dirt bike. And how they figured out exactly what oil filter for my bike was, I told the dude the exact year of my bike and model and everything, and he found me an oil filter. It's the same exact oil filter that I pulled out of this bike. So I don't know what is up on their end, but they really do need to figure their crap out, because honestly, they just need to. because they have dirt bike crap and they don't have dirt bike crap. Buddy of mine rebuilt his whole entire motor from Advanced Auto, so I know for a fact they do carry the parts, but sometimes they just act like they don't. Hope y'all like this nice little video. Not gonna try to keep it long. I'm trying to keep it short, but this is the little rod right here that it clips onto. If you like look at it, there's like a little, hold on, I'll use the picker as a pointer. There's like a little divot right in here. The picker's in the groove. That's where the bottom of the spring right here needs to hook onto. Not this part. This part actually goes on the gear where I showed you all earlier. That's how that goes on. I'll be showing you all how to do it. Hopefully I'll have a buddy as a cameraman where he can camera it all up for me. I just decided to do this because I was bored. And I have this motor already tore down. And screw it. And I'm not running this bike without a gasket. I took it off previously. It's over there with my other parts. Not in the part bucket. It's over on a shelf where the gasket don't get damaged. Even though y'all can see a fucking gasket kit right there. I just, you know, came with the bike. And as I was pulling it off, none of the gaskets ripped. So I'm reusing those gaskets. Even the one that has RGB all over it. But you know what? Screw it. And I can tell for a fact that the Kickstarter gears have been replaced before, because see that silver right there? That's not supposed to be like that. That means the teeth, like right here, the teeth on it, once snapped off. So this thing has seen more than one kickstart. I know that for a fact. That's why, like, you'll see, like, right in here, there's like all that exposed metal. That's because it has had a brand new kickstarter put in this thing because it sheared off the teeth. But I can't see anywhere else in this motor where anything like sheared off, spin up, and tore anything up. So really the only thing I see wrong with these 350s are their kickstarter. That's a big problem I'm seeing. Buddy told me he kicked it over like 3 times and it snapped off. I don't know how many kicks it had on it before he owned the bike, but bought it off a buddy. And he told me he had 3 kicks out the thing, so yeah. That's the only real problem I'm seeing with these bikes. I love the bike, it got a lot of power. Highly recommend picking one up. Definitely not a starter bike, even though I went from a 50cc up to a 350. Definitely not recommended. I recommend someone starting off on like a 125 or something like that, but it's a 2-stroke. I mean, it's a 4-stroke. What do you expect? It don't got 4-stroke power. But I will say this is a pretty decent bike. Y'all won't believe what I paid for it. I paid pretty much. I paid $280 on the bike, and all it needs is a kickstart, top end, and like minor things like the stator cover, new oil filter cover, because that bleeder screw on the top of it is it won't come out of there. I've tried cutting a notch in it and trying to hammer it out with a hammer. Ain't happening. Like cutting a flat in it and putting the flat angled and hitting it, it won't come out. But hope you all like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. This is Matthew Cool 10 signing out.